So I'm standing on the porch, and the lady asks me to come inside, and I go inside, and there's a big table in the kitchen, a big wooden table, an old wooden table that looks like it had seen better days. But on the table was this guy that was tied up, and he had this totally terrified look on his face. His eyes were wide. He couldn't scream because he had duct tape over his mouth. And the woman was cooking this big pot of something. It smelled pretty good, but then she started chopping off pieces of his body, like first the legs or the feet. She had this really heavy knife, like a butcher knife that was super heavy, so she didn't really need to swing it very hard. Just kind of lift it up and then let the weight of the knife come down, and it chopped through his bone really quickly. And they started throwing pieces of this dude into the pot. And so I went out in the backyard, and there's a swimming pool, and there was all these kids swimming in the swimming pool, and I walked past the swimming pool, and I jumped over the fence, and there was a freezer, and I opened the freezer, and they had these gigantic boxes of frozen chicken breasts. Not chicken breasts, but like chicken patties for chicken burgers. So I grabbed the box, and I started walking home, and the police pulled over and said, "Where'd you get those chicken breasts?" And I said, "I found them." And he said, "Okay, have a nice day." And he kept on driving. And then I looked to the left, and I saw this tornado was coming in. And in the tornado were all these things, these creatures. And I looked closer. I grabbed a pair of binoculars that I had in my backpack, and I looked at the tornado. And there was these giant spiders that were inside of the tornado. So I said to myself, this is probably not a good situation to be outside carrying a box of stolen frozen chicken breasts while a tornado filled with spiders is coming. You never know what's going to happen when that happens. So I ducked inside the first restaurant I came to, which was a 7-Eleven, not really a restaurant. And I grabbed a bottle of whiskey from the side, and I just kind of sat by the magazines, or stood by the magazines, reading all the magazines and drinking my whiskey. And I guess the storm passed after a while. But by the time I got home, all the chicken breasts were kind of still thawed out and soggy, so I just threw them in the trash. Kind of a wasted day, I guess.